What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the FiveMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Martin115, joined as always with my lovable dance partner, everybody's favourite. It's Will.
Oh, I was about to clap for Carmo.
Carmo's here too.
Did you say this was a FiveMarks podcast?
Sorry, welcome to the... Yeah.
I'm on the wrong podcast, lads. I'll see you later.
So, breaking news, he's actually gone off and started his own podcast.
That is complete and utter lies. I wouldn't be able. It'd be done after a thought.
But we are here today to talk about two things. One, we're here to talk to Mr. Will and kind of get you guys get to know Will. Obviously, we did our episode ages ago, getting to know us. Will, who is new to the team, our lovely editor who helps me out so much. And also, this Sunday, isn't it?
Sunday.
This Sunday, OTT SpankDown, live from the KFRC, I believe. Yeah, KFRC.
It is.
And it's got a lineup, which we will get into. But first...
Yeah, before we actually start, did you see the announcement on the OTT socials the other day? They put up a story about their next show coming up in July.
I did. I'm very much going to try and be there.
Yeah, it looks pretty exciting.
So what Karen was kind of talking about there, OTT put up a post about a show, I think it was July 14th or something like that, July 18th, and had a very interesting theme song in the background, one of Sanity. So there's 3 members, free at the moment. Who's going to be there? I'm just saying, even though I've seen 2 members already, and one of them was down in Cork, I will definitely pay money to go see him again because he is the best.
I saw 2 members of Sanity together, and I've seen Big Dame on his own.
So I'm saying now, if Eric Young is there, I will be there.
Yeah, I might be there anyway. It's the road to Scrapper. It's where things happen, like so.
Yeah. Plus, you weren't at the EY show, were you?
No, because I'd seen him. I'd seen him in Limerick.
Yeah.
I think I was working that day anyway, that I couldn't go, but I'd seen him in Limerick as well. With Alex Tishner, Alexander Wolf, as you would have been known. As part of Saturday, they competed against Kingston and North, I believe, in the Strand in Limerick with OTT.
So, but I would love to see him again because his match with Owen was a load of fun. But,
yeah,
look, we'll get into OTT and all that later on. We're here to fucking talk to you, Mr. fucking Will. So I think we did this last week.
But there's no need.
No, there isn't. But look, it just comes out. Like, I'd never mean anything. It just comes out.
Being abused.
You want to
all the hard work this poor man does.
He does. He's currently holding me up for 4K. If you want to tell that story.
And we started a GoFundMe. Don't be
Please help the FiveMarks.
I got a message, I say about a week ago, Martin. He goes, "Oh, we need to talk." And I was like, "Oh."
He thought he was gone. He thought that's it.
And my anxiety was running through me because I can't deal with that stuff. I need to know then and there. And I was like, "Is everything all right?" He was like, "Oh yeah, we just want to talk about content." And so he gave me, I helped him out with some ideas. Just say, for instance, like put up a thumbnail, label the episodes, like the numbers, so people can be like, for instance, if Karma was like, "Oh, if you remember episode 82," and people can go back and find it quickly instead of like trying to scroll. And then I was just jotting down ideas, and I put down on a board, give Will a 2K bonus, and Martin said he couldn't read or write and all that, so we had to leave it at that. And then I upped it to 4K, so I'm sticking with my 4K bonus at Christmas now.
I think I have 2K23 and 2K24 there, and like game, like that's 4K.
I think I've got an Xbox here somewhere that does 4K, so you can play it. You can play it on it. Like there you go.
Sorted. That's 8K.
Yeah, see, you got double.
We'll call it quits then.
But I don't think did we like properly introduce you last week and tell like everyone what did we?
Yeah, we found out like his earliest
That's right.
wrestling memory and that sort of stuff.
Well, we're here to talk about his favorite wrestling moments for a few minutes because I didn't know this first. I thought Will was just a guy who does editing and stuff like that. He's got some wrestling knowledge on him. Like when I told him Brian Kendrick was coming on, oh my god, Brian Kendrick, I fucking loved him growing up. I was like, oh, he does know who he is. Okay. So like wrestling, what comes to your fucking mind, when you think back on, being a kid and watching it?
There's loads of memories. Like I'll talk about one that would might bring the episode down for a moment or two, but it's a happy ending as well. But like wrestling to me means everything. Like I was always told, like, oh, it's fake, it's this and this and that, and I'm that person to be like, no, no, their injuries are real. They sacrifice their bodies. The promos may be scripted because they need to know what to do and all that, but other than that, it's 100% real. And like I was that kid in the playground who like would fight other people just to prove it's real. And I grew up with two older brothers, and one brother had no interest in wrestling, and then the middle brother did. And there was 3 years between us. He got me into wrestling, and just the moments like watching with him. I remember, I think I'm gonna give you a year, but you might have to correct me. In 2007, we had a house fire and we lost everything, PSPs, wrestlers, and everything. And when the house was getting done up again, we got a temporary house over, like a town over. And fair play to people and like aunties and uncles, they kind of got us a few wrestlers, they got us a PSP back and all that, PS2 and Xbox. So we were grateful for that. And we were still kind of down because we lost memories in the house. And my dad was like, what do I do for the kids? Like, especially two boys. So No Way Out 2007 was on. That was the Elimination Chamber where Undertaker won the World Heavyweight Championship.
Hmm.
And he bought the pay-per-view. And me and my brother were so stoked. We set up, we had this big wagon wheel pizza. It fed about 30 people, but me and my brother ate on our own. And we got to watch it. And all I remember was they were outside at the kind of steel plate place, the floor. And Batista had Undertaker up like that, but they moved backwards. Undertaker went into the ring, caught him, and then put him into a tombstone. And we'll always remember that. And then it was another memory with kind of sad as well. Me and my brother kind of lost contact because he moved to my auntie's house and I kind of stayed with my dad. And we just kind of lost contact because I'm not living together.
Hmm.
And the thing that kind of brought us back talking, especially two things, was my granddad's funeral. We kind of got back talking because we're like, oh, shit, like it's death. We kind of have to be a family now and all that. And then Survivor Series when CM Punk returned, I sat up and watched it, and I was freaking out because it's like, oh my god, CM Punk's back in WWE. Everyone wanted it, everyone needed it. And I woke up that morning to a message from my brother and goes, "Did you see? Did you see? Did you see?" And he sent me the Instagram reel. And then ever since then, we got back talking, and it was just, it's a wholesome thing in my life. Like I love wrestling. I burn the ear off my girlfriend every day with a wrestling fat, at least two or three, just so she can get into it.
How's that process
WrestleMania,
working?
she quizzes me about wrestling, so it's getting there. I'm trying to get her a Hard Knock show, but it's pushing it. But I'll get her there one day.
Go on, anyways, finish
Uh,
off your story.
WrestleMania 24 as well holds a special place because me, my dad, and my brother Connor got to see the whole build up to WrestleMania 24. And I always remember this. Like, we got to see Floyd Mayweather come into the WWE and like break Big Show's nose. And that was like, oh, Big Show's going to like squeeze his head. And obviously, we got to see the retirement match against Michaels and Flair, which was just beautiful in my opinion, especially when Ric Flair was like, come on. And Shawn Michaels was like, I love you. And boom, hits him. Like, that's a spoiler, but if anyone hasn't seen that, that was like, oh, wait.
It's a
Like,
spoiler. I mean, we're nearly 20 years into it.
and
Carmel's still
I'll
waiting
always
to watch it.
remember John Cena returning from his injury to win the Royal Rumble that year.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumors, oh, I can remember it to this day. It was the best thing I've ever heard. I just have to laugh at myself for being so gullible as a kid. So, you know, they done that kind of package stuff when some certain wrestlers were injured to show them going into the operation and all that.
Yeah.
So we got to see that off Cena. And when Cena returned at the Royal Rumble, everyone was freaking out. And the next day he goes, "Do you hear what you done? Do you hear what you done?" And we're like, what? He goes, "Yeah, he picked up the doctor and gave him an AA through the hospital bed and all that." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, the doctors wouldn't let him leave, so he had to do it and all that." And, like, I'm not messing, for about 2 or 3 years, I actually believed that. And oh, just like the whole core memory of wrestling, like, is just amazing. Like, people tell you have to grow up out of wrestling, but wrestling is for people. Like, it brings so much stories. It is storytelling. Like, it is cinematic. And I'm studying film at the moment.
And he's
But like,
got
to me, the
there's
best
Mike.
cinematic you can look at is wrestling. The stories they give you and all that is just.
Sorry, you were gone there for a second, so now you're back. Don't worry. Um,
Oh, sorry.
no, we heard all the story because like you turned into like one of those Japanese. Is it Japanese? I could be so wrong. Joe, when they're like, and then the sound comes. That's exactly what happened. But so, how did you find Hard Knocks then?
So it's a weird one. Like, as I said, I went to an independent show in Dublin years ago. This was probably '07, and OBD was there. And it was so cool to see him because, like, growing up, he was just legit the coolest person ever. Like, aside what he does outside the ring with his habits, but like, as a kid, I never knew about that stuff. And seeing him there was like he's from like WWE. Why is he in Ireland doing like 5-star frog splash and all that, and like coast to coast stuff? And it was really cool. And then, like, kind of, I never got to see an independent show after that again. And I moved down here, and I get the bus every day to the city centre, and then I get another bus from Dunstores to college. And I pass this gym the whole time, and it says Hard Knocks Pro Wrestling. It's like, is that a powerlifting gym and all that stuff? Because it's just presuming. And then I was walking past a restaurant. It's called Ben's Kitchen in Limerick, and every single time Hard Knocks have a show, they have a flyer outside. I took a picture of it this morning when I was going for a walk, and I was like, a hardcore show. Interesting. And I messaged them, and I was like, "Look, I'm able to buy my own ticket, but I'm just wondering for a college project. I come down and take a few photos and videos." And I think it was Leon or Ocean. I'm not too sure which one of them was on the account at the time. Said, "Come down, tell them I sent you in, grand." And ever since then, I'm always looking at the Hard Knocks page, waiting for an update, like as we got the next one, seeing if they're going to announce a quick match before, like, even though it's like a few weeks away now, and like it's just non-stop checking and like looking at the footage I took and making a few edits for myself and all that to see if I can post them. And
Do you want to ask him any question there, Carmo?
That's actually pretty interesting. Just how you got into it. I think an advantage as well is I know you said that you kind of lost contact with your brother for a while, but it must have been nice kind of growing up having a family that also watch wrestling. Because as we all know, like it's hard to find a wrestling fan, you know, that kind of way that you can
Yeah.
kind of like hang out with or be
mm,
friends with, you know, that kind of way. Later in life, we've all kind of found them, but like growing up, that must have been pretty nice to have the family. I know Martin, you had as well. Like,
Not really. They all kind of got into wrestling like. Sorry to ask Koa, but they all got into wrestling like pandemic.
yeah, your father was into it.
Yeah, he dabbled in it out. Yeah, that's fair. Go on, Will.
as Cameron was saying, it was nice. It's like hard enough to find a wrestling fan, and then when you become with friends, like, as I can say, even though I do the edits and all that, I consider you, Carmo, and Emmett a new friend and all that. It's great, so we can have our conversations about wrestling. It's just not about like, "Oh, Will, is this edit done?" We actually have a conversation about a passion we admire and love. And like, having the older brother, even though we're 3 years apart, was so cool. Like, we both had a PSP, and I think it was SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. There's a Hall of Famer challenge on it. You had to do certain modes to complete
Yeah.
a Hall of Fame badge. And I remember it was to unlock Mick Foley and Terry Funk, I think it was. I could be wrong with Terry Funk, but I think it was Mick Foley. and you had to win a hardcore match on legendary mode. And my brother couldn't do it. He was trying and trying and trying. I remember I used Kane. Kane had the black and red barbed wire pants and the bald head at the time in the game. And I just got a ring belt and I kept hitting everyone left, right, and center with this belt just so I can unlock that last piece of the Hall of Famer badge. And when I tell you there was carnage in my house for about 4 days, for he was like, "Oh, you have to do it for me. I'm your older brother and all that." And then I had that little bit of leverage over him. Oh, it was the best thing ever.
You better still use that to this day.
No, he'd kill me.
Just whips out the PSP. It's like, right, I'll do it now.
So, like, and you like, were you ever one of those like people that just kind of dipped out?
Sorry?
Were you ever one of those people that kind of just dipped out of wrestling?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it sounded awkward. Yeah, it sounded awkward. The way
I
you said it,
thought
trust
you
me, yeah, it
said,
sounded
did you
awkward.
ever eat dip dabs or did you ever dab? I was like, what?
Yeah, everyone dabs. Go on, Carmen.
What a mare. My gosh. Oh,
He loves it every week.
I do.
I never dipped out of wrestling. I just kind of hid it from people because I felt I was like grown up as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. I felt kind of judged. I had to like literally the time thing was like Geordie Shore and all that stuff that you had to only watch that stuff or
Oh,
stuff
I hated that
crap
period of
like
time.
that. And so I kept it secret, but the one thing I never done was like not watched it. I was like watching, made sure. Sounds bad, but I missed every day of secondary school when a WrestleMania was on, so I could watch it on Sunday, sleep all day Monday, and wake up and get a nice breakfast and all that. But never not watched it, but kind of hid it, which sounds silly now, but I think as a teenager and a kid, you kind of had to hide stuff for fit in with a crowd. But as I'm 24 now, anyone says, "Oh, you still watch wrestling?" I'm like, and your point is,
I also go to a wrestling show in fucking Limerick. You should check it out. When is it? When is that next show?
When? Let me get my calendar here.
I think it's 19 days.
June
before my birthday.
2nd. That's it.
That's it.
Nolan's Warehouse, Limerick City.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks, Hard Luck, Volume 2 comes to Dolan's. Get your tickets. Buy them now. Hard Luck last year, in my opinion, is one of the best wrestling shows that I've ever been to. Hard Luck this year isn't going to disappoint. Buy your tickets. Get there June 2nd.
Especially now after what we saw at the last show. Is Sam and Steve Savage story going to continue? Who knows? We got a returning Terry Thatcher, who I'm sure would love another shot to get back at this Hard Knocks World title. And unfortunately, Galacini's going to be there too.
Not wrong with Galacini. He's a star of the show.
Martin, as I said the last episode, Galacini is the GOAT.
What you should be saying is, Chris Connolly's going to be there.
You mean Con Kelly?
You're going to get another message now.
He's gonna kill me at the next show. But get your tickets now. $23.50, I believe they are. Carmel said it perfectly. Hard Luck Volume 1 was the show of the year last year, in my opinion. Who knows what lads are going to do this year? It's going to be so much fucking fun. Will, is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I have two questions for yourself and Carmel.
Oh, shit.
They're wrestling questions, so you're okay. It's not about my 4K. Past or present wrestler today, what would 3 matches you want to see? Like, this could include New Japan, AEW, Ring of Honor, Noah, WWE. Like, if you could have the 3 matches of your life, that we'll say the main event of a WrestleMania, for instance, what would you like to see?
Do you want to go first, Carmel, or?
Have you got your 3 matches?
I've pretty much got 3. So
yeah, the
worst thing is 2 of them include FTR. So
that's fair enough.
Because I have 2 dream matches. 1, FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns. 2, and this is one I want to see on Irish soil. FTR versus Kings of the North. Again, that close to happening. I want it to fucking happen. And 3, This is a very, very weird one, but I keep saying this one because at the time, I thought this was like a money fucking match. I still think, like, let's put the clock back to 2014, 15, 16. CM Punk Austin Aries would have fucking slapped. The best in the world versus the greatest that ever lived. You know, that would have fucking slapped in a Mania. This day and age, probably not. Carmel.
Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles.
Nice.
Francis Mercer or AJ Styles? Francis Mercer or AJ Styles?
I could throw Francis Mercer in there as well. I wouldn't be too, yeah. You could throw Francis Mercer probably in any of the matches. I think Roddy Piper CM Punk match.
Yeah.
Will be stellar.
Ooh.
I'm a huge Roddy Piper fan. And a genuine match that I'd love to see because I think it'd absolutely be brilliant. Will Ospreay and Jake Leary.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Could happen.
Okay.
We're still owed that Will with like one last show.
Imagine. Oh.
You'd be on your seat afterwards, just like, lads, I'm about to have a heart attack.
Also, can I throw this in there, right? Scrapper Mania is on in August. It's about 2 weeks before All In.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very shocked if we don't see an AEW talent coming over trying to promote All In.
We are
2 weeks before the show.
He's very nice and very evil.
I know that man AEW talent at the moment, unfortunately, but I could see like a proper AEW. I said proper. He's an AEW talent, but like a
mega star.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one man for the job. It's Will friggin' Ospreay.
I wouldn't say no to an Orange Cassidy either. I'm just saying.
You already got to see Orange Cassidy, all right?
I know, but like, see him again.
Oh, that was a massive pop then as well. What was your second question?
Who is your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
Impossible, absolutely impossible. I'll try and get 4, but like,
for me, my Mount Rushmore, and I'm just going based off of like I'm going like my top 4, like people in my top 4. Eddie Guerrero, AJ Styles, Will Ospreay, and John Cena. And again, for people going, where's Rock? Where's Austin? Technically not my era. Okay? Technically not my era. It was
you'd have to have someone from the golden era. I'm not a big fan of Hogan. Flair, you could argue, but I'd put Roddy Piper. You'd have to put someone kind of through the new era, I believe it was called, or like the New Age era. It's kind of the attitude era. You probably look at someone with longevity will go The Undertaker. Attitude era will be Austin. And then Ruthless. Modern era is kind of just there. It's a Ruthless aggression era into PG era. You're probably looking Cena. So Piper, Taker, Austin, Cena.
Who'll be your Irish wrestling one?
Oh, Christ. Paddy Morrow. Paddy Morrow. Finn Balor. Paul Tracy, I'd say, and Joe Cabra. Martina could be in there. Katie Harvey could be in there. Justy Phil Boyd could both be in there.
We're missing one as it goes, Justy.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but I think that'll be the 4.
I just wanted to quiz him to see who he would have. Who'll be your Mount Rushmore? Go on.
So John Cena.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Taker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw one in because I thought this wrestler was so good, even though I didn't really grow up with her. But just seeing what she done was amazing, especially with the rival with Cena, Lita.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad throw-in. Not a bad throw-in.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any last little things anyone wants to ask or say about anything?
No, I'm not good.
Let's go.
Let's see, I can't look like who was thinking. But we're going to move on to OTT SpankDown this Sunday, May 12th. Well, technically tomorrow night. Tomorrow night or tomorrow evening?
Tomorrow evening, I think it's on like 4 o'clock.
Okay. Tomorrow evening, the show pretty much to promote Brian Kendrick and the return of LJ Cleary. We're going to start with a little fun little tag match that obviously how our both teams going to coexist. You got the Sem teaming with Ilya Zarkov, who currently has a gun, to take on CJ West and Alan Grayson.
Good old Alan.
Gotta love Alan. Oh, sorry. It's Alex. Sorry. I actually read it wrong there. That looked like
No, that's wrong anyway. It's definitely Alan.
Well, Carmel, the Sem is back and resting in OTT ring again.
Yes, thankfully. He's been at shows, but he kind of hasn't been wrestling a whole lot. He had a good moment at Contenders. I don't know if any of you saw it.
I haven't got to watch the full thing yet. No,
which was hilarious. But yeah, it should be an interesting match. CJ West and Alan, have an interesting thing kind of going on. If that rolls into Scrappermania, that could be very, very good. And it's actually really, really nice to see CJ kind of back on OTT main shows.
Yeah.
Because he's an unreal talent. Really, really good. Like, and we saw that at the Hard Knocks, not Collision Course, the show before, where he was involved in 24/7. So
that Warzone.
Warzone, yeah. And like he was really, really good in it. You know, the kind of when he brought that comedy factor and everything, and that entrance as well is phenomenal.
La, 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 la. I'm not going to do a Robbie Mac edit on myself.
No.
I think it'll be very fun. Like you've got the Sem, who obviously we absolutely adore.
Absolutely.
A little scared for him teaming with Zarkov. We've seen what Zarkov has been doing to BDE, holding them ransom with the GN title.
Yeah.
Shot JB in the finger, which is a bit weird, but it's literally can both these teams coexist? I guarantee you, we're probably going to switch sides at some point with Sam and CJ being like, we'll do this, and then Alan and Zarkov on the other side of the ring. It'll be a fun one. It'll be an absolute fun one for 100%. Did you want to throw any comments there, Will?
No, as I said, we were both saying the same thing. Like seeing CJ West at Warzone was really good. Thought he brought a good thing.
I think he had a triple threat match that night as well, didn't he?
He did against Mercer and Renzo, yeah.
And seeing Stem there was really good. And as I said, they both are good people, both good wrestlers. I don't know much about the other two, as I'm not as into the OTT
really
at the moment.
Into the OTT.
But as I said, I'm getting into the OTT, so hopefully to see this match if it comes out and give it a watch and see the other two boys what they can bring.
This one, Carmo, is very interesting. The FiveMarks, lovely guest host for episode 100, Mr. Boots Murphy, taking on Con-Shocked. So it seems that I believe Con's been brainwashed somehow in all this Trent 7 fucking bullshitness. What do you think of Con-Shocked? Like, what do you think of what's going on here?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens at the show and like whether he cuts a promo or something, and see. I don't know, maybe why Con-Shocked is now in existence. To be honest, I was a bit shocked about the change. Pardon the pun. But look, Boots said it on Instagram, I believe it was, the last time Con-Shocked or Con Kelly, whoever way you want to put it, was in the ring with Trent 7. He got battered. Absolutely battered. So if that's his new idol, fair enough. But he might have picked the wrong choice in Boots Murphy to go up against.
It's it's an interesting one. I think someone gave a very true thing that could like story that could go down with this, with maybe Khan shocked kind of getting involved with the Barry situation. Yeah, it's I Khan's getting something. Khan has something. So I'm delighted with that. Boots is on the card. Always love to see that man in the ring. Who is it, Carmel?
Boots.
So it'll be a fun match. I imagine a very quick match, but I'm gonna go with Mister. Do you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna go Khan shocked. I'm going against Boots because who knows? Maybe this Trent Seven Love has lit something inside Con Kelly.
It would be fairly funny if he came out in like con shock tights and like the
Oh,
towel around the neck, and I don't
sure.
know
He
if
has
he
the
just
towel in the
suddenly
photo.
grew
He's actually
a
got his
big
own
mustache.
towel.
Yeah, but if you grew the big mustache then as well,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
started
yeah,
going,
yeah. The little small little fucking mustache that he has. Who are you going for, Carmel?
I can't knock back Big Boots Murphy. I can't not do it. Like,
It's completely fair. Obviously, I actually I don't. Have you seen Big Mister Big Boots Murphy yet, Mister Will?
I have indeed. I'm a big fan of him. I was about to say, no matter who Big Boots Murphy fights, even if it's my own father, I'll probably cheer for Big Boots. I think he's just a legend. I think he's a nice person, genuine person, and when he's in that ring, he's just a different breed. And I've said it before, for a big guy, he moves very quick, and
very.
just seeing him in was it he was at Warzone.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fought
where I got.
Nathan Black at Warzone. Yeah.
Yeah, and seeing him, I was like, when he came out on the stage, because there were people up on the stage at the Warzone event, and everyone would just start singing his song. And I was taking videos for my first time, and comes right to the camera singing his team song, and I was like, this guy is something special straight away. And just seeing him in Warzone was unbelievable, and hopefully to get to see him again in the Hard Knocks ring. But when he's fighting now on Sunday, yeah, Sunday,
yeah.
I'll be cheering.
He's a great guy once he's not
Even if I'm at home in the bedroom,
spitting
I'll be cheering for
water.
him.
He's a great guy once he's not like spitting water or throwing a bottle at my head.
No, it's worth it.
Who was it? You that was beside me that went bonk and bonk to you, or was it Emmett?
Emmett, yeah.
It was
it's
Emmett. Um, just a fun story for Will at the Black Rabbit event at the night of WrestleMania. He fucking threw a bottle of water. It smacked me right in the head, and then just so happened, of all the directions it could have gone, it just so happened to go and smack Emmett in the head. Then I was like, for fuck's sake, no way, he's just fucking done that. I'm gonna fly through these next ones just because I know there's other ones that we're gonna have to go deep into, and we're on the time restraint. OTT tag team titles and was it 5,000?
Either 5 or 3. I think it's 5. Yeah.
5,000 euros on the line. My boys, the Social Elite versus the Freshness.
Can I make a quick point?
Huh?
And I might be wrong in what I'm saying, but I don't think I am. How have the Freshness never been tag team champions anywhere?
Remember that whole build up to Scrapper? We thought that was going to be it.
And it should have been too.
Red
it
hot.
should have been.
I agree. Yeah, like they've never held the titles in OTT, Hard Knocks, NLW. I am gonna say though, it's not happening Sunday. Not a chance.
It is happening Sunday.
It's not happening Sunday.
It is happening Sunday.
So
Freshness, new OTT tag champs. I've literally got their shirt here.
what
Muppets
a
Arrows.
fucking mark. Yeah, Muppets are you fucking twat. Socially are on the fucking run of their careers at the moment. OTT Tag Team Champions, Hard Knocks Tag Team Champions, absolutely demolishing team after team after team after team. They're untouchable at the moment. So they're going to run through the Freshness like the fucking joke they are. They're gonna fucking keep their 5,000, probably gonna spend that on a night out, and then hold those titles up in front of Carmo's face and be like, "Look at this, you fucking mark."
They can try. They might take those tag team titles myself.
Your new tag team champion, Carmo. Will, do you want to throw in any prediction there?
Both Fresheners and Social Elite were at the Warzone. Did the triple tag team match, wasn't it? Yeah. First time seeing both the boys there. Well, the four of the boys. But I like both of them. They both bring something different, not like your typical tag team with typical tag team moves. They're just different in both ways. I've seen Social Elite with the belts, as the way you and Karen were talking about it. If they're holding it this long, I think they're going to walk out Sunday with still the belts wrapped around their waist. But I do see Fresheners coming out with titles some stage in this year. Maybe not Sunday, but it will happen and it'll be an upset victory.
Socially, always on top. Also this Sunday we have Renzo Rose defending the NLW Championship again. No Irish talent allowed to go for that title against the returning Vaughn Vertigo. Vaughn I've only ever seen wrestle once. I do follow him on TikTok and see his clips every now and again. He's a very impressive talent. But I think I'm going straight to it. Like, kiss from a rose, 1, 2, 3, still NLW champion.
Yeah, it seems to be that kind of way. I am excited to see Vaughn Vertigo back in OTT. I think he fought in Derry last year against LJ Cleary, I believe.
Yeah.
So it will be cool to see him at a show that I'm going to as well. It's hard to look past Renzo. He's just got so many antics, you know. So yeah, I suppose it's kind of Renzo, but I am excited to see Vaughn Vertigo, in OTT again.
Now, no, Renzo's someone that you've seen before. Will Vaughn actually? I don't think it's someone that you would have seen at all.
No, I've never seen Vaughn, but I've seen Renzo. So it sounds biased. I'm just going to pick Renzo because I've seen him wrestle before.
And you've seen what he's willing to do to hold on to one of his titles.
Hold that belt and not let anyone touch it. If it's Irish talent, English, American talent, no matter what, he's holding on to that belt. So I'm going to go Renzo on Sunday, walking out with the belt still wrapped around him.
Now this one kind of just for me and Carmel, because I know you know Session Moth Martina, but again, her opponent, Session Moth Martina, I'm not too sure if it's for the title.
It is.
Okay, we'll say it's for the title. OTT Women's Championship against Nina Samuels, who obviously, Carmel, you saw. I think she was in the match at the. Oh no, did she interfere in the.
I don't think she even did, no. I think that was Alex Windsor.
Was it Alex? No, I'm thinking of fucking Progress. Sorry, ignore me.
Yeah.
Session Moth versus Nina. I think that would be a very interesting match. I've never gotten to see Nina live in a one-on-one capacity. Saw Rev Pro, I believe, in the Battle Royal, in the kickoff. And that was about it. So they haven't got to see too much of her.
I am very excited for this match. Nina is a phenomenal female wrestler. Really, really good. And to see her get to mix it up with Session Moth in OTT will be unbelievable. And it's... I made this point on Weekly Controversies a while ago about why they don't bring in more British female talent, especially since they use a lot of British male talent. And I get it might be a bit trickier because the show's gone on all over the place every weekend. But to see Nina coming in will be very, very good.
Prediction? Martina?
It's hard to look past Martina, but new OTT World Champion, who knows? Or Women's Champion, who knows?
Again, now this one's going to be very much out of Will's element again. I'm going straight to this. I know it's probably going to be the main event. Trent Seven defend the OTT World Championship against man like Darius. I think it was after, I don't remember what the progress show was called where Lycos won the title. But Darius deserves to be in main event matches, and some promotion needs to make him a world champion. Entrance, amazing. In-ring talent, amazing. The charisma he has, second to none. So
And like Darius and be cool at Scrappermania. Imagine.
one big comedy match.
It'd be good, you know. It'd be very good.
Barry's in it, so. This is not where I thought we would be. Honest to God. Now, Trent might no-show again. It's not uncommon for Trent to no-show a show. Do you know? And my prediction could still happen. Trent Seven not turning up to shows saying, I don't need to be there. Do you know? I was shocked to see he was actually on and booked for an OTT show. So, but there's no way I see Trent dropping that title before Scrappermania.
It's very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. It will be cool seeing these two go at it, though. Like, man like Therese has been calling out for this match for a while. On the OTT socials and stuff like that, and even in the Irish wrestling group on Facebook. But yeah, he wanted it at Scrapper, he got it at SpankDown. So
they both start with mess.
They do. They're close, I suppose. So yeah, it should be good. It should be really good. Will we get a new OTT World Champion? I don't think so.
No. Before we get to the next match, Carmo, I hope you are going to be wearing business attire. And by business
I wasn't going to, but since the request was made, I'm going to.
The request made by the Snake himself, the attire going into SpankDown will be Draw merch, because the Draw gonna talk.
Yeah, big meeting. Big meeting.
What is your prediction here? What do you see happening? Is this
my thought process of it, right, is over the last couple of weeks, Sam has obviously been pretty upset because he's after losing his title. The Draw are after losing the tag titles, they're after losing the GN title. They've lost every championship that they've held. It can obviously play a lot on someone who's worked that hard to get the Draw to that level of where they need to be the champions of OTT, to be the guys in OTT, to now have, for a want of a sense, nothing except a world title shot in BQ. I think he'll just want to restore order to the Draw. He said it himself. Maybe he wants to go after Nick Nemeth at Scarpamania. Maybe he has different thoughts on his mind of people he wants to go after. Maybe he's not so much focused on the world title right now because when he might trust Barry to go after. Maybe he wants Jay to go after the NLW title or GN title. I know Charlie's still injured. Max still is there. Could form something with Jay and Max to go for the tag titles. Who knows? But I think he just wants to restore order in the Draw. I think.
My prediction here is, let's go back to, I think it was September. WrestleRama. That's when the cracks really started. When Charlie pretty much stood up against Sam and said he was not a good leader. Said, I'm cashing in this contract for your title, and not only that, if I win, you're not leader of the Draw. I think that's where things started with Sam and his feelings towards his group. Since then, we've seen Barry fuck up time and time again. Where's the GN title? How's that gone? Barry! Where's the fucking tag titles? How'd that go? Barry!
Yeah, but who's number one contender for the OTT World Championship?
That's because of Emmett. I blame Emmett. Emmett shouldn't have fucking helped him. And by that I mean Emmett literally like stopped him from going out of the ring. I was like, for fuck's sake. Um, this is how I think things go. I think this is the beginning of what I said, where Sam questions Barry's ability to be able to go for the title and challenges him for his spot. Um, that's one possibility. Two, it could be just restore order. It could be nothing. You know, Sam just like, lads, let's do it. Let's get back in the same order. Let's do shit. Or three, kick Barry out of the draw. Those are the three options I see here. So I'm very interested to see what happens. I want you to keep me updated, Mr. Carbo, because it's gonna be an interesting night. Moving on then to the final match. Now this one we can get Mr. Will involved in. Brian Kendrick coming all the way to Ireland to OTT to team up with LJ Cleary versus Bittersweet Josh. His lovely, lovely dance partner Nikki, BDE. Carmel. LJ's back.
I am so excited to see LJ Cleary. I can't wait. Genuinely can't wait. He's been gone for 9, 10, 11 months maybe.
No, it's not been 11 months. It's been about 6 or 7. 7, 8.
It's been a bit longer than that.
No, because August was the Super Showdown, and that's when he said, lads, I'm going away for a while.
Probably was, so yeah, bit about that length of time. So to have him back in an OTT ring, I know he was at Contenders, and my God, was I disappointed I couldn't go to Contenders, but Hard Knocks calls. Yeah, to see him back in an OTT ring is going to be great. Teaming with Brian Kendrick, who we interviewed, is probably a little bit better. And against arguably one of the best tag teams in the country today, BD.
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking seller.
Yeah, I can't wait for
it. Brian Kendrick, is this his OTT debut?
Yes.
I'm assuming it is because I don't know that far back. I'm actually jealous that I couldn't get the time off to go see this, because it'd be classy. Brian Kendrick wrestle again. I haven't seen him wrestle live since 2018. And you're teaming with, honest to God, we said, like, we've got some of the best fucking wrestlers here. LJ Cleary is the top of that list. He is the best wrestler we have to offer right now. And I'm jealous that Caramel's gonna get to see LJ Cleary back. I would love to sing Beautiful Life. I think it just goes without saying, LJ and Brian are just picking up that win and walking out. And then LJ goes back to Japan.
I know. He'll be back, though. I hope. He'll be back. Strapper? Who knows?
Well, Mr. Brian Kendrick.
One of my idols growing up, as thankfully I got a personal message that some fans who are watching doesn't need to know, because, as I said, it's a personal message, which I can't thank you lads enough. Thanks again. LJ Cleary, when I started watching the podcast a while ago, all I heard was Carmel talking about this guy. And I was like, okay, he keeps mentioning him, so he must be someone. And I went back and watched footage of him through the Irish Ring. And I kind of caught up myself. I'm not going to say I watched every video now, but I caught myself up. And then I was like, okay, he's gone away for a while. Oh, is he sick or something? Like, my own head straight away, I tell you, sick. But touch wood, thank God he's not. And then I found out he went to Noah. And then I started watching him more and more on YouTube and TikTok, and basically using TikTok. BDE, I found him a couple of weeks ago on, I think it was the OTT TikTok. They were doing some training or ring adjustment. I was like, these seem like cool guys. So I started watching stuff with them. As you said, probably the best tag team at the moment.
voted best tag team of 2023.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Should be in Galacini, but
No. Axel, yeah, sure. No.
and I got to see their footage. Um, I have to be biased here because Brian's there as well. As I said, one of my idols growing up. I think LJ and Brian are going to sweep that ring with them, with both their styles, and run rings around them.
Carmel, let me get this prediction on you. Do you think BDE finally get that GN title back?
When Slim is in the ring, anything is possible. So, yeah, I do. I do think they'll get it back.
Excitement levels then, Carmel, for going. Obviously, you already said about going to an LJ, but the rest of the show.
Very excited. Very excited to see like the addition of like the draw meeting. The like Con Shock is going to be interesting. We have an OTT World Title match. The women's match. You know, that kind of way. There's a lot of cool things about this show. That I'm quite excited for. So yeah, excitement levels are pretty high for it.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. I know we're over time here now, so listen. Hope everyone enjoys the show tomorrow. I'm fucking jealous of Jordan see LJ Cleary, but I cannot wait myself. I'm hoping now to get the time off to go see the July whatever it is show with Sanity. That's gonna be fucking class. As Carmel said, Scrapper. Could I just show up then? Who knows? But yeah, lads, any last little things you want to throw in?
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Preach it,
As
Carmel.
well, yeah.
I kind of did really.
But listen, Will, I always do this. I'll let you do this. Where can they find us, and where can they find you?
You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. TheFiveMarks. I think one of the socials, FiveMarks Pod, isn't it?
Yeah, on TikTok and X, I believe it is.
Oh, X now, yeah. Oh, Twitter, no, X.
Yeah, no.
And make sure you subscribe, like the video, drop an L comment, and put that notification bell on so when we upload the video, you're one of the first people to watch it.
And make sure you go follow him over on the Instagrams at Script Production _, isn't it?
Squid Productions _, yeah.
Go follow our lovely editor and show him lots and lots of love. And tell him he's your second favourite member of the podcast because everyone's not going to give up on Carmel.
And they might eventually.
Well, listen, thank you all for listening. Hope you all have a fun OTT day tomorrow. Carmel.
For another week, everybody, we have been the FiveMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast, and we are officially ding, ding, done.